it's Michael Hutton here, and I'm from Yeppoon, and I run a kennel business up there, which is looking after dogs and cats and occasionally birds.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I didn't even know the birds were there.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah. We have usually around Christmas time we get some birds in. Yeah. But yeah, and we've got only new to the business, and we've progressed it a little bit from what it was when I first bought it, which was a paper-based, to an online and booking online, that sort of stuff, to make it a bit more efficient.
So you've already started to kind of systemize it, etc.
Oh, absolutely. There was no way it was going to work for me the way it was working. There was too much involvement from the current owner, or the previous owner I should say, and I didn't want to buy a job. No way. I want to buy a business, and develop a business, systems, employ good staff, get it going. Baby.
Love it. So Michael, how long ago did you join UPA Kings? How long was that?
I think it was around August last year.
So not long. So we're talking, how long was that? Was that 5-6 months or something?
Yeah, August. About 6 months.
Yeah, about 6 months, all right. And if you can recall, 6 months is 6 months, it probably seems like a lifetime, but if you can recall, what were the main kind of primary reasons or drivers that caused you to look for some kind of a business coach and ultimately work with UPA? What was it?
I read a lot, and we've had some takeaways already about coaching, and I needed a coach. Yeah. And I knew that I needed a coach. Like we talk about Wayne Bennett and the Broncos, we talk about Michael Jordan, he needed a coach, all that. So I realised my limitations, and I needed a coach to keep me on track, keep me going in an upward direction, and help me set some of the groundwork for establishing the business.
Okay. Yeah, perfect.
So that's the reason why, I needed a coach, and I'd had a few mates that are in business quite successfully, and I watched how they did it, and I thought, man, you're just working more, you're not working less. I mean, they're wealthy, but their marriages are crumbling, and their lifestyle is just terrible. So I needed to figure out. Well, actually, let me rephrase. My philosophy when I bought the business was, how am I going to get out of it? Yeah. So at the day I bought it, I said, now how am I going to get out of this?
Love it.
Because I wanted to make sure that wasn't, this was just a journey, a step in my life.
Perfect. Yeah, makes absolute sense. All right, and so over the last 6 months or so, what would you say the main benefactors that you've experienced thus far? Again, you've got quite a bit of your journey left with UPA, but so far, what do you see the main kind of benefactors being, the ways that you've progressed personally, professionally, anything?
The structure of the coaching is broken down to a grassroots look after me, get me going, build me up so that I can actually adapt and be willing and able to take on the building of my kingdom, and the way it's stepped is good, and the way that I can reflect and go back. If I need to actually go back and I forgot what was in that section, I can actually go back. Yeah. A bit like watching a movie twice. You go, oh, they didn't say that and that, and you go and watch the movie again, you go, actually they did. And so that's what I found with the UPA, is that as we've progressed through, it's done it in a way that steps me through. Yeah. And it's also, I've got to do the work. Mate, no one's going to run that for me. I've got to run this. I've got to do this. So you've got to do the stuff at UPA. Rick is engaged and wants you to share your thoughts and feelings, and no judgment. I don't care if you run a $100 million business or a $1 million business. The things are the same throughout. It's just 100 million might have a few more employees, but it's still the same things, and on a different level. With a smaller business like mine, I needed support because there's no layers between me and the front line, and me and the customer. Okay, so I needed help, and I realised that before I'd even joined Ultimate Performance.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. And do you see in the future that you can quite easily, as we would call, equip the business? Are you confident with equipping that things that you can exhibit?
Oh, absolutely. I've got a fair bit of drive anyway, an initiative anyway, and ultimate performance is actually probably structuring it more and focusing it more.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I can have bright and shiny can be all around me and I'll be distracted. So it's actually made me realise that. And one of the key comments that Ricky says is, "Not now, maybe later."
Yeah.
That's the go. Not now, maybe later. I haven't got time. I've got it. I know that we can do that, but to actually have that as a in the back of your mind, all right. Well, what's going to do the most at the moment? We can actually and planning
Yeah.
the future, and that's planning for kingdom growth, tandem, and my growth as well. So it's good.
No, that's perfect. And another question. I mean, you're on the Ascension weekend right now, right? So obviously we're not going to disclose any of the specifics, but in terms of this weekend in of itself, I mean, mate, how do you see, well, what's your take on this weekend? How do you see what we're doing to benefit your kingdom after this? Where do you see the linkages? What do you see as the benefits of this particular weekend?
There's a mental and physical aspect to it. The mental aspect is probably two elements. It's training you with and having discussions about business, about what it means, what it takes to become your king, the king of your kingdom. There's also mental stuff with actually sucking it up and doing the stuff, the physical stuff. And that's what is, I guess, amalgamating those two into one weekend is actually really good, because you can do all the surveys or online courses and chats and all around the table that you like, but getting together with a group of like-minded people, that's the ticket.
That's transformative.
Yeah.
It's transformative in stuff.
Yeah, so that's what I like. And you just got to have a crack. And you've got people there that, mate, you might stumble. There's someone there to grab you by the shoulder and say, "Get up, come on."
Yeah.
You're not going to. And it also builds that resilience. Okay, a weekend's like this.
Yeah.
And it's good to meet a whole bunch of guys that are wanting change.
Yeah.
Because you meet a lot of guys that are drowning in their own porridge, you know.
I like that metaphor.
And so I'd prefer to I'd prefer to do this than go on a fishing charter, but maybe. That's not
so sure, but I get what you're
we
saying.
could have a fishing charter during this. That would be excellent.
Both is the point, but this is going to accelerate the charter. No, it's good. And mate, last question. And if there's somebody in the future that's watching this video that's on the fence and considering as to whether to take on UPA or not, mate, what's your genuine perspective, or what can you give to or tell that person?
In your head, don't worry about sticking your toe in the water. Just get into it. If you're looking for a coach, have a look at what the reviews are, and have a look at the people that have gone through the journey to actually tell you and guide you. Ring, talk to the guys. They'll fill you in, and they can list off. And they're not making it up. They're actually they're true, and they want to see you achieve. And as men, we don't have a group. There's no men's movement as such. There's a women's movement, and there's a LGBTQI movement, and they're all welcome to. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that if you're looking for a journey of growth, personally and in business, go and see UPA.